Dennis Torres. Welcome. He is the CEO of Buffalo Info. It is a consulting and training company in Brazil, which apparently is on the Mediterranean. I learned that earlier today. Oh, no, Argentina is. I think they're near each other. 20 years experience. He works with SQL Server since version 6.5. Oh, you want the VGA? Sure, go for it. And you're a specialist in .NET and C# since they were created. Wow. In other words, he's experienced. And he just stole my VGA.
Start the clock. Welcome and thank you for attending my presentation. My name is Dennis. It will be a 100-level presentation about allowing nulls in unique fields. Let me tell a story about the most difficult discount I ever got. Once upon a time, I was in a bookstore when I heard some books calling for me. That I had to got that book. Please raise your hand. Who has ever got attracted by some new books like this? That's it. You know what I'm talking about. So I got the books. I went to the cashier to pay for the books. And the cashier told me, oh, I can give you a 10% discount if you sign up for our mailing. So we can send tons of newsletters to you. Would you like to sign up? It seems fair. I would like to. Please fill this form for me. It has only 50 items. OK. I filled the form, returned the form to her, but she complained. Oh, you didn't fill the library card ID. Our supermaster machine learning algorithm needs the library card ID to identify all the books you buy during your entire life. Oh, it's interesting. But I don't have a library card ID. While I was discussing with her, a young guy with shaggy hair and beard who was working nearby us approached and introduced himself. Hi, my name is John. I'm the IT manager, database administrator, and fix-it guy here in the bookshop. I think I can explain what's happening. When I created the customers table inside our SQL Server database, I also created a unique constraint over the library card ID. We can't afford to duplicate values inside the library card ID. However, the unique constraint not only keeps the uniqueness of the valid library card IDs, but also avoids more than a single record with no library card ID. In fact, we already have a record with a null library card ID. It's a client called John Doe. I use this record for tests on production. I can't allow anyone else with a null library card ID. I may have a solution for you, John. You could use a workaround. Instead of creating a unique constraint, you could create a unique filtered index, excluding from the index all the records with null library card IDs. The filtered index will keep the uniqueness of the library card IDs, while the table will allow several records with null library card IDs. His eyes were shining, and I started a demonstration for him on my personal laptop. Looking to that screen. So I created a customers table without any constraint, a unique filtered index, excluding from the index all the null library card IDs. After that, I inserted 4 records, 2 of them with null library card IDs. everything worked well. And the table got a total of 4 records two of them with null library card IDs. Finally, I inserted a record with a duplicate library card ID. And the record was refused by the filtered index. So, problem solved. He was amazed by this solution. I thought I would earn a free book for this, but it didn't happen. But I got the discount. Thank you very much.
Sir, well done.
Thank you.
Okay, so judges be judgy.
That's
Start
me.
with Karen.
So thank you for talking about nulls. No one else is going to say that.
That's right.
You had good, clear text. You had attribution of graphics. Either you were paying attention or you're a natural, probably both. Bravo for doing a demo in a 5-minute talk, and one that was very effective because you showed me what you're going to show me first, and then you demoed it, so that made it easier to follow. But you didn't maximize your demo window, and so it was still a small window, and therefore your fonts were smaller than they needed to be.
Yeah, this is the technical problem.
Okay.
Note that maximizing, I would love doing.
Okay, so it's good to know that. So then, in theory, the way you go around that is now you increase the font sizes for this demonstration. I could read it, but I wondered if you were in a big room. He did zoom at the end, but you always want to maximize readability and then zoom. Like always, make it go that. So I did notice you zoomed it.
Thank you.
And that was really good. Good sense of humor.
Yeah, nice recovery from having to deal with a pretty bad technical issue. I like the way you just used the floor because you were able to kind of look at your slides without. It's easier from the floor to do that than from the podium. It would have looked a lot worse, and I thought you did a good job of recovering that way. Just to add to what Karen said, and just a tip for everybody in the room, SQL Server Management Studio 17 has a feature called Present On that will automatically put everything into big fonts, like the entire solution. It's not perfect, but it is not perfect. And Present Off is terrible because it doesn't exist.
It doesn't. There's a way to turn it off, but it's not perfect.
But it's not Present Off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can use that. But zooming was good, and I like the way you drew when you zoomed to highlight the results.
Thanks for speaking. I loved the library card story. As soon as you got into that, I was all for it and was all there. And I think it worked really well. It connected. It gave us such a great narrative. One thing I do for every presentation, especially at a big conference like this, but even for little ones, is I take screenshots of all my demos. It may take me a couple of hours to work through them and make them, but basically what I'm doing them for is so that if I have some issue so that I can't do the demo or I have to present from that laptop, I can plug in the USB and I have something else that can work. It's totally worth the time. I think you did handle what you had to work with really well. Like, that is not an easy thing to do, but it's worth the time to have that plan B so that you don't have to. You can switch to the other laptop. It's so great that they're provided here.
Yeah, you're only one network hiccup away from a live demo and a remote system going kaboom, so luckily that didn't happen. I think you did such a great job at selling the story. I almost have to ask, did that actually happen? because you told the story. Don't answer it, but you told it with conviction. And I thought it was just a really great way to introduce what could be a potentially subtle feature and make it really clear how and where to use it.
Really, not too much to add. Good presentation. I think, given all the difficulties, the thing is, you had composure. Like you faced some difficulties, and I think people who don't speak all the time, you don't realize how hard it is after you've just sort of basically almost the close to a catastrophic meltdown. well, just going to do this and soldier through it. So great job on doing that. Again, I would echo, you did attributions for your pictures. The fact that you did a demo, even despite some of the challenges, you could have easily just said, done your slides, which did the thing, but you actually really did a demo on top of that. So, kudos for that, but again, nice job.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is not yours, right? I think, is Eric, is this yours? Okay. Just make sure we return this. Be aware of what the event rules were. That's it. All right, so let's get to the announcement here.
All right.
We go with runner-up and then winner.
Sure. So again, great job. Every year this gets harder because whether you've attended the past few years and seen how we can be, or just it's raising the bar on the level of speakers. Tough decision. We bantered a few things around. Runner-up today is Eric.
Yes.
And our winner for this second round is Dennis.
Dennis. And I will say to Javier and Ed, thank you, that you were both excellent. Like I said, today really seemed like a hard choice. So I don't know actually who seeds the contestants, but I'm thinking today was a really tough day to have all four of you at once.